Hi, Anoop here. So today I want to talk to you about forgiveness, the benefits and why it's sometimes difficult to do. Well, to start with, if you look at the greatest rewards in life, they're often met with great challenges, and there's no different from forgiveness. In fact, it's one of the most challenging things to do, and that's why it offers such a great reward. And one of the reasons we don't like to forgive is that, especially if we've perceived that we've been hurt by another person, we think that if we forgive that other person, they get off the hook, and we actually want them to experience the pain that we're having to go through. But here's the thing: whether I forgive that person or not is not going to determine whether they're going to have pain or not. But if I don't forgive them, I've got a disharmony inside of me. So if I think about Joe Bloggs over there, and I think, every time I think about him or her and I get anger, then that anger is inside of me. That's a disharmony in my energetic flowing system. Now, a disharmony that stays long enough creates a dis-ease. So I'm going to get a dis-ease if I keep this negative feeling inside of me, irrelevant of what's happening on the outside. So Joe Bloggs might be having a great time in life, but I'm still upset about what's happened. But I've got the upset inside of me, so I'm carrying it. So it's vitally important for my health that I forgive. Vitally important. But that's not the greatest benefit. The greatest benefit is that I'm going to become a way better person. My heart will expand. My consciousness as a being will expand. I'll become more loving and more able to accept more aspects of life because I'm forgiving that one particular area that I've been upset with. And it gives it another key as to why we don't forgive, because the reward is great, as I said, but one of the reasons we don't forgive, the real reason we don't forgive, is that we have to become a different person in the act of forgiveness. So once I forgive, I won't be able to be the same person that I am right now. I'll have to literally change. I'll do life differently. I'll do it more expansively. I'll become more responsible the more I forgive. And so, we're creatures of habit. We are afraid of change. And this is one of the reasons that we don't forgive. But the reward is tremendous because the heart opens, the heart expands. It doesn't mean you have to go and be friends with that person or to even like them. But the forgiveness is vital because it means that my health, my energetic system is flowing, and I'm able to allow that sort of personality into my reality again. So I'm becoming more expansive. So this is a small video that I wanted to just offer to bring your perception and awareness as to the importance of forgiveness. So here's a couple of little techniques that you can use to forgive. It's becoming more and more evident that we don't see reality as it is. We actually see reality as we are. What we're seeing is our idea of reality. So if that's the case, then anything that I'm seeing on the outside that upsets me is actually it's just my idea about the outside, which is actually me. Because my ideas are coming from within me. So what I'm actually needing to forgive always are aspects of myself that I'm in denial of or that I don't want to accept about myself. And that often shows up in a personality on the outside. So here's a little technique that I still use to this day. I love using it. So when I'm out in doing life, in daily reality, I just look at my world and I start forgiving everyone. Now, I don't go up to them and say, I forgive you, all of these strangers. No, I do it mentally. I just look at people, I look at everybody I see, and one by one, or in a group if there's a lot, I say, I forgive you. Now what happens is you get to see the compartments you were going to put these people in. Or I know that type of person, they're like that, or I know that sort of person and this person, and what happens is we automatically judge people. It's one of the ways we stay separate, but it also stops acceptance of life. So when you start forgiving, your energy, your literal energy changes because you're no longer in judgment of what you're seeing. For that short time, you're saying, I forgive you for the way I perceive you. In actual fact, I forgive you for the way you're being. But it's only basically the aspects of myself that I don't like. So when you forgive on the outside, the heart will open and reality will show up differently. People will show up differently. The first time I did this for half an hour, I thought I'd reached enlightenment because my heart opened so much. It's a beautiful exercise and nobody needs to know what you're doing. You're just mentally projecting forgiveness on the outside. And what's really happening is that you're forgiving yourself as you do this. So very simple. I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you. You don't need to even know why. If you do have a reason, just say I forgive you for, and then fill in that blank. But you don't need to tell anybody about this. Just have the beautiful experience as your heart opens. And the other thing you can do, this is an initiation to get to forgiveness. Now if there's somebody in your life that's really difficult, or a situation in your life that you're finding very difficult to really authentically forgive, then that little exercise there can really help the beginning process of forgiveness. But eventually you want to get to that one thing that's really upsetting you and get to a place of forgiveness with it. So another thing you can do every morning, just a 5-minute exercise, is to start saying, you sit quietly and start saying to yourself, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you. And wait and see who comes in. It might be, I forgive myself. It might be mother, father, brother, sister, friend, work colleague, whoever. But just start that process of, I forgive you. Because the reward to forgiveness is a phenomenally different and much more expansive life experience with more joy and more awareness, and as I said, more expansion, much more expansion. And it can only do you good because it assists your energetic processing system. It gets you back into the flow, especially if you're out of flow. If you have areas that anger you, then work on that forgiveness, because it's vitally important that you're in harmony to keep your energetic system in harmony, which keeps you balanced and in health. Okay, wishing you a great day whenever you watch this, and look forward to talking to you next time. Thank you.